Not everything needs to be started indoors. Today, I'm sharing the plants I don't bother with starting indoors anymore, and why direct sowing them works just as well, and sometimes even better. Hi, I'm Amanda, and welcome back to the Provident Gardener. Starting your seeds indoors under grow lights is one of the best ways to extend your gardening season, especially where I live here in Zone 6. But over the years, I've learned with some things it actually isn't necessary. Some plants just grow so quickly that you can get away with direct sowing them. You don't have to waste the time or the space or the energy to grow them indoors first. So today, I'm sharing with you 3 groups of plants that I don't bother with starting indoors anymore. Now, these first seeds I'm going to show you all fall into the same category for me. Big, fast-growing vining crops. And that is squash, pumpkins, cucumbers, and melons. We're talking all kinds of squash, winter and summer, all kinds of melons. For years, I started them indoors, and then I would transplant them out and watch them grow. But some years those transplants died on me. So I was like, well, I'm just going to throw some seeds in the ground and see what happens. And they did great. I've noticed sometimes when you put these transplants in the ground, they suffer and they have a hard time adjusting. They get transplant shock. So if I were to put a transplant in the ground at the same time as a seed, that seed would catch up really fast because it's growing in these outdoor conditions right away. It doesn't need to adjust at all. And often when you do start these things from seed indoors, you're starting them as little as 3 weeks before you put them outside. So when you direct sow these, they catch up really fast. I've even gone to greenhouses in search of some of these plants before, especially summer squash, like your zucchini and your yellow squash. I look at these little seedlings that they're selling, and I can tell those are less than probably 2 weeks old. Direct sowing these in your garden is so easy. And with my last frost date being around mid-May and my first frost date being around mid-October, I have plenty of time to get a full harvest and crop from these. Lots of butternut squash this year, lots of spaghetti squash. We had zucchini. We still have time to get tired of our zucchini. So maybe you need to save some space indoors and just direct sow these this year. Now, the next thing I don't start indoors anymore are my bush beans. And I'm pretty sure pole beans would work the same way. But the big thing for me on these isn't necessarily what it takes to start them indoors. It's the fact that I plant hundreds of these, maybe even up to 1,000 every year. I just do a big full bed of bush beans, and it works so well. You can also direct sow these because they are very fast growing. You can often early in the season plant your bush beans, get a full harvest off of them, and then plant another succession and get another full harvest. So especially if you're like me and plant a lot of beans, don't waste your time with starting them indoors this year. And last but not least, the other group of seeds I don't start indoors anymore are fast growing flowers like zinnias and sunflowers. You can actually succession plant these. Do your first planting, then 2 weeks later another one, then 2 weeks later another one. Sometimes people will even do a 4th succession of these. And that is so you can have these beautiful fresh blooms all season long. Sunflowers and zinnias are beautiful flowers and they grow fast. I've started them indoors before and they suffered. They didn't have the right conditions they needed inside. This is just one of those things that I found works better if you just put it in the soil outside when it's time. They're going to grow better and be happier. So the big lesson for me has been this. Not every plant needs a head start indoors. For some crops, starting them indoors can actually create weaker seedlings. Or when you plant them outside, you have to deal with transplant shock that actually slows them down. Now, I want to clarify, there are a lot of crops out there that you can direct sow and should, especially things like root crops, radishes, carrots, beets. But that's not my focus today. I'm really talking about those things that I thought I needed to spend the time, energy, and space on starting indoors, but I've learned over years of experience that I actually don't need to. So the plants I used to start indoors that I don't do anymore are summer squash, winter squash, cucumbers, melons, beans, bush and pole, zinnias, and sunflowers. Making this change has helped me in a few big ways. It frees up my space under my grow lights. Now I have room to start the things in there that I really need to, like my big ones are tomatoes and peppers. Second, it saves me time and resources. I don't have to spend the time, the soil, the money planting these things indoors and caring for them and making sure I'm keeping them alive. And third, I've had just as much fun planting these things directly in the garden and watching them grow and thrive. Gardening is a learning process. I'm learning and trying and experimenting with new things every year. And sometimes I'm having to question the old way of doing things, and I end up finding better ways to do it. I'd love to hear from you. What plants did you used to sow indoors under lights, but now you skip that and direct sow them in your garden? And as always, don't be afraid to get a little dirt under your fingernails so you can turn that dirt into dinner.